Did you guys know that there was a professor from Cal-State Fresno who allegedly murdered somebody from LA?
I think I
No.
heard a little something about it.
So in 1987, a former Cal-State Fresno professor murdered a male prostitute and dismembered him with a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
Damn.
A Los Angeles Superior Court judge sentenced Max Bernard Franc, 58, to the maximum time allowed. Right? The victim, Tracy Newt, who was 18,
Mm-hmm.
was a Hollywood transit from Kansas, Missouri. Newt's arm and parts of his leg were scattered around McBean Parkway in Valencia, which is part of LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then his head and torso were discovered 200 miles away in a north field near Madera, which is also Fresno. Again, Fresno is not very known to, it's always about, the bad part. And then again,
Nice.
this story just makes it seem like it's more bad. Who would have thought a Fresno, well, it said he was from New York.
How did they find his head and his torso?
They just found it there. I did a little more backstory to it, and the reason why he was caught was because they found a chainsaw that he returned to the previous owner. Allegedly, Terry Adams, because it belonged to him. And then the professor, which is Frank or Bernard, he said that it was Terry Adams that committed the crime. There was blood all over the chainsaw.
Wait,
Chainsaw?
so they literally like chainsawed his body or something?
Yeah, whether it was Terry Adams or Bernard Frank that did it, somehow he literally had all the strength and said to the body. So the arms and leg was in Valencia, which is part of LA, and then the torso and head was 200 miles away from Fresno. So he had to drive back and forth to just drop it off. And mind you, he was a Cal State professor. So he knew Fresno.
Cal-State.
This is what I think happened. He moved to LA after, just to travel or whatever, and he probably liked the LA. And then he met a prostitute or a male prostitute who was from Kansas that lived in LA. So they did whatever they did, exchange money and, sexual gratification, I guess you can say. And then he was like, I'm not gay. And he probably just said,
So it's that internalized homophobia kind of thing going on.
Again, allegedly, I don't know if
Allegedly.
it's true. But from my intake was that I think he was just on a DL and he probably was disgusted with himself after. And so he decided to, premeditated that. But yeah, that's what I found out. I'm going to read this Reddit user who said she had an experience with him when she went to school. Max Frank chased me and a friend who had just dropped his poli-sci class back in 78. He was acting weird in class, she said. It gave her the creeps. She dropped the class several days later and he saw us leaving the science class and said some weird things like, "I see you girls." We started running for our car parked in the parking lot on San Ramen and he chased us. I had to use the key to get in, unlock her door by reaching over. I sped out there and took some bushes out of the median. After that, we avoided him at all costs. I was not shocked years later when he was charged with murder. That guy was creepy AF, and he had the worst toupee ever along with the pasty sweating skin.
Not the toupee.
Of
Now, for
course.
people that don't know, a toupee is when they wear they're bald on top, so they wear the little wig glue on. Right? Isn't that how you explain it?
Yeah.
But allegedly, that's what happened. That's wild, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was in shock too. I said, what? Again, back to Fresno. Why are all these topics making us look so bad?
What can I say?
Now tell me what you guys think about this. Let me know, drop down a comment. Do you think that he really did it, or was it Terry Adams, who allegedly the chainsaw belonged to?